The word tree may seem simple, but its roots reach far across time and language, branching through the oldest layers of human speech. In Middle English, it appeared in many forms: trē, trēo, trēu, trō, trāo. All of these trace back to Old English trēo or trēo, a word that meant more than just a tree. It referred not only to the living plant, but also to its wood, timber, beam, stake, even a cross or grove. In fact, the Old English word trēo is also the source of our modern word true, originally carrying the meaning of steadfast, firm, faithful, concepts symbolically linked to trees. This trēo comes from Proto-Germanic trēon, which meant both tree and wood. From this ancient root, we get related words in the North Germanic languages. But the story goes deeper. Trēon itself came from a pre-Germanic form, drīwom, which was a derivative of the Proto-Indo-European root dóru, meaning tree or wood. This PIE root, dóru, is where things really branch out. It gave rise to descendants in ancient and modern Greek, in Sanskrit, Proto-Slavic, and Proto-Celtic. Some linguists believe that dóru itself came from an older PIE root, dēru, or drev, meaning hard, firm, or solid. This root gave rise to the words in some Indo-European languages. In other words, the concept of a tree has always been closely linked to strength, hardness, and endurance, both physically and metaphorically. Interestingly, the word tree wasn't the only contender in Middle English. For a time, English also used the word beam, from Old English beam, to refer to a tree or a beam of wood. But by the late medieval period, tree had become dominant and beam faded into the background, surviving only in phrases like beam of light. There was also an imported word, arbre, borrowed from Old French and ultimately from Latin arbor. But tree, with its deep Germanic roots, proved stronger and more culturally embedded in English speech. And so, in the Old English mindset, trees were not just passive objects in the landscape. They symbolized firmness, life, connection, and sometimes even divinity. The trēo could mean a literal tree or a sacred cross, or even a spiritual truth. Its descendant true reminds us of that symbolic connection to strength and reliability. Subscribe to find out more.